Hello, everyone, and welcome to the debut edition of Talking Crap, the Viewpoint. This episode of Viewpoint will be about the upcoming WWE Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and we will be giving some good old-fashioned predictions for what's going to happen at the event. Joining me to do these predictions is, as always, Jazzy Josh Porter.
Hello, back again in my new studio.
Indeed, so we've heard. We'll have more on that probably next week, but also joining us for predictions this week, we have the legend that is known as the Ronnie P. Ronnie Pollard.
Hey, what up?
Could have sounded more enthusiastic.
What an introduction.
I'm not going to lie, I've only been up for like half an hour. So, like,
You were texting us this morning, you liar.
Yeah, I've been on off sleep. Thing
is, Ronnie, you have an interesting nickname. I think before we go into predictions, let's just explain what the nickname is. Over to you, Ronnie.
All right. It's basically since like drop kicks got run over by Matt Ball, I've been known to everyone as Richard Head.
It's an absolutely brilliant nickname. It's a very smart nickname that I think some of our listeners are going to be going, okay. But anyway, guys, we are perhaps at the on the eve that this is going out, actually on the day of perhaps the most bonkers Money in the Bank pay-per-view known to man. And what we're going to do is, just so you know, we're not going to be like these other sites or these other podcasts that go through all the kind of rumoured matches and spoilers and dirt sheet kind of stuff. We deal with the facts. And so the matches we'll be discussing today are the matches that have been announced on WWE.com and their social medias. And if any others do get added, then it's after the time that we recorded this podcast. And we're not wanting to go into rumours and that. But, you know, we are going to go match by match. And so we are going to get to the bigger stuff later on. Obviously, the main event is absolutely insane. But we'll begin, of course, with the SmackDown side of things, and we've got the SmackDown Women's Championship, and that's on the line as Bayley looks to defend against Tamina. Tamina, by the way, celebrating her 10-year anniversary in WWE in a couple of weeks' time, believe it or not, since her debut. So what we're going to do, we're going to go one by one. I'll have the last say on the matter. So we will start with Ronnie. Who have you got for this one? What's your thoughts on this one? Women's Championship.
Believe it or not, I'm never excited for like the SmackDown Women's division. But this year, this one, I'm feeling positive. People might rib it in, but I'm aboard the Tamina train. It's her time.
You think so?
Yeah. Everyone, come on. It's 10 years, only one 24/7 title.
Only last year, that as well, wasn't it? And she won the first championship for 9 years, I believe.
That's it. God, I think just...
She's like the only Samoan dynasty member that hasn't had a championship other than 24/7.
That's it. And you think
if I'm
she's
correct.
Samoan. That's it. I think you are. But you think she's Samoan. She's got a hard head. You know the wrestling stereotype.
It's a rule in wrestling, never headbutt a Samoan.
It's true. And I mean, I was looking at it earlier, and like Bayley's had that SmackDown Women's Championship for about 200 odd days now. It's getting to the point now where it almost feels like she's never going to lose. I felt that at Mania they could have done the change because they had obviously 4 other women with her, but they decided not to. But they're still not doing it. And I have to just admit that I don't really think that Villain Bayley's working. But anyway, so we've had Tamina then. So Josh, what are your thoughts then? It's back to the Women's Championship. Who have you got?
Right. I think Tamina needs to take the title because obviously, as mentioned, 10 years, no title. No real title. 24/7, let's not count that because that's just a comedy gimmick at the moment. Just for fun. But on the other side, I think Bayley should keep it and then see Sasha potentially... Oh, hang on, no. Better idea. Tamina takes it. Involvement from Sasha Banks. is my
That's-
prediction.
That's your prediction then. You're on the Tamina train too?
I wouldn't quite go as far as I'm on a Tamina train, as much as I'm
You're on
on
the train or not? Josh?
the Sasha Banks screwing over Bailey
You're
train.
on the platform.
I mean, it does feel to me. So basically, we've had Tamina from both of you essentially, but even though your kind of pick is more storyline driven, I guess Ronnie's pick is Ronnie's pick
Out of love.
out of love for Tamina. And I've got to say, I love this story, and I think what they're going to do is, I think you're right. I think Sasha's going to get involved because they keep doing Sasha losing because of outside stuff. So, I mean, she lost to Tamina actually originally, didn't she, to get the title shot, and then she lost her Man in the Bank qualifying to Lacey Evans, and I just get a feeling this is kind of the big build up, and I think it's the right time to do. And yeah, I'm on the Tamina train. I just think, like, she's been in the company 10 years. She's 42 years old, which obviously for a female performer is very tenured. And I think, yeah, I'm going with Tamina for this one. So our first
She looks
match
good
done.
for her age.
Yeah, well, it's
For
the
42?
Samoan.
Yeah, the Samoan heritage. I mean, look at Rock. What, he's 102 now? He's been
Perhaps,
in WWE that long?
SmackDown tag titles then. So they're on the line. New Day, new champions, defending against three teams. Lucha House Party, the Forgotten Sons, and Miz and Morrison. They haven't announced whether this match is elimination or not yet, as of recording. But that might affect how I think they will do things. But we will go again. We'll start with Ronnie. Who have you got for this one?
I've got another new champion.
Oh, really?
And this is pushing it, but the Forgotten Sons.
I don't think it's pushing it too much, Ronnie. I've seen a lot of stuff, a lot of fans seem to be getting behind that.
Yeah, it's weird because you think, like, they're just, out of everything you can call up on NXT, I think no one would have thought the Forgotten Sons would be the ones getting called up, like, at that time.
Not at all.
Yeah, and, like, you think in the thing, you think Miz and Morrison, even though they've released a banger of a song.
Oh, I love that.
It's so good. And, like, no offense to the Lucha House Party, it's just, what is a Lucha House Party?
It's the house.
Like,
well, is it even
Bigger version of the New Day.
Yeah, just I thought, like, with the New Day running as tag champs, that they'd spank through everyone for that last match with the Usos. But you think, whatever Uso it is now injured
Jimmy.
for, like, I think Jimmy is injured for most of the year now.
Yeah.
So I think
That's
they're going to wait for that. So I think if the Forgotten Sons win this, it's going to be like an oh shit moment, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, I mean, do you see? I've got a point on some of this, and I'm going to get to it in a minute. But I mean, do you see them doing this match as elimination, or do you think they're going to do it 1-4 with the Forgotten Sons? And who would they pin if it was 1-4? Would they pin the champion? Do you reckon?
if it's a 1-4 Lucha House Party, because then they can kind of go, say, New Day face them like, we didn't beat us. So then that's, you think, next few months worth of stuff. Because then you think Xavier can come back when he's, like, eventually not injured. Or it's like, if it's
back,
or if it's elimination, the Forgotten Sons run through, innit? Like,
yeah.
I think
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Go on.
What do you think, Josh?
I think the New Day are going to lose, but I don't think they'll get pinned.
Okay, so you're similar.
If it's 1-4, I'm going to disagree about Lucha House Party taking it. Because yes, they've got the speed, but if you look at everyone else in the match, for example, Big E, Kofi Kingston, maybe not Kofi Kingston when it comes to power, but I think Lucha House Party are a little bit out of their wheelhouse here. They're used to obviously the Mexican style of tag teams where there's no tags, anyone can come in. But one quick thing, I do hate Fatal 4-Way tag matches.
Ooh, really controversial that. Usually,
Yeah, I just don't like it. I love lucha tag teams, especially
yeah,
the ones where they don't need to tag. They can just go in whenever they want, whenever their partner's out of the ring. But that being said, I'm going to go Forgotten Sons, and I'm going to say they're going to pin either Lucha House Party. No, I'm just going to go say they're going to pin Lucha House Party. I think they're going to get the upset. Because we've seen, what is it? We've seen the Street Profits win the Raw Tag titles from NXT. So why could another NXT tag team not do the same?
Okay, fair point. I've not really got much to say on this one. I think they're going to stay on the New Day. I think that they're going to wait for the crowd to come back, potentially to set up a bigger tag match. I also think as well with merchandise sales, they're going to want to obviously promote the New Day, and they only just won them as well. And I'm not really a fan too much of kind of keep flip flopping. I mean, I'm guessing they are going to aim one day for the New Day to tie and then obviously break the Dudley Boys' record for most tag belts by Dudley Boys. They're on 8 now, aren't they, the New Day? And Dudley Boys had 9. But I don't see the need for a change. I think if it's 1-4, I think as long as Forgotten Sons don't get pinned, like it's actually all right for them still. I mean, I'd say. But I think it could be quite a good tag match. Like I think Lucha House Party, I know obviously they're most likely going to take the fall in this one, but I think they're still showing in the previous weeks that they're quite a good tag team.
Yeah.
I don't know where Kalisto. I think he's injured still.
Probably, like every other three-man team.
Injured or sitting on his contract or whatever, he's unhappy. But
every time Lucha House Party are in a tag match, regardless if they're going to win or lose early on, they will 100% put on a massively amazing performance like they do in every tag match. There's going to be loads of spots with them, and probably Kofi Kingston as well.
Yeah, they seem to all kind of gel, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be an interesting match, and it's definitely for me. It's odd that they're doing tag team stories after getting rid of the OC, the Revival, Hawkins and Ryder. 3 of the best tag teams, well, 2 of the best tag teams in the world, I'd argue.
3 of the most recognisable tag teams.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'd still give a shout to the Revival. They could sit comfortably at the top of a list of a best tag team at the moment, I'd say. But it's really they're doing tag stories now. But I'm down for it. But even on Raw, they're doing Viking Raid Street Profits, which obviously might get added, might not get added, might happen next week on Raw, might not happen. But anyway, let's move on. WWE Championship match on the Raw side of things. This is their only singles match, actually, they've got on the Raw side of things. So we've got Drew McIntyre, his second title defense, after Big Show, at Mania. Drew McIntyre taking on Seth Rollins. So we'll start with Ronnie. Who have you got for this one?
This is quite funny. This is literally the only champion I have that's going to retain this week. I think Seth at White Light, pretty much he's only got this title match because who else is there to face Drew at the moment?
Yeah,
really. Like if he lost that Mania against Kevin Owens, but it does fit. Seth Rollins is like Monday Night Messiah thing. It's just who at the moment who's going to beat Drew?
Yeah, Drew's been booked incredibly. I think even on Raw this past week, one of my comments was that Buddy Murphy, Drew just wasn't even selling some of his offense. So they're putting Drew over as this kind of big deal. So yeah, I get that.
And plus, I think that if you see all the love that Drew got for when he won the title, and through all the build up with him, because all this, I think they'll wait for a riot crowd for when he loses it.
I mean, this is the point that comes up quite a lot, and I think it might be something we discuss in more detail on next week's podcast, where it seems that obviously there is this kind of lot of this stuff of will they do these things without a crowd? Are they saving things for a crowd? When is the crowd coming? Obviously no one knows this information at the moment. And so it does seem like there's some stuff they won't change, perhaps, or some stuff they might be waiting for. Obviously, the next big pay-per-view of this is obviously SummerSlam. So obviously, they won't. But SummerSlam, it does look very unlikely that that's going to be a fan attended event. So then are they now looking at Survivor Series or even the Rumble, dare we say it, next year? And yeah, fair enough. Mr. Porter, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Drew. They're not going to take it off him that early, especially to Seth Rollins. Don't get me wrong, Seth Rollins is a tremendous athlete, and he has had many upsets against some of the biggest. But I do think that Drew will keep the title for now and probably have a decent reign with it, because it reminds me a little bit of his time in Impact. He suddenly shows up out of, I wouldn't say out of nowhere, but shows up, takes the gold, and has a good run with it. I think he'll definitely carry it on for a while, and hopefully it will be a clean match.
Yeah. I mean, they've teased Murphy's somewhat being there. And, my take on it is a Drew retention. I think Seth, he is at the risk of potentially getting damaged soon, so they've got to be careful, because obviously he lost the tag titles to Street Profits, he lost Mania to Kevin Owens, he takes this loss again, it's like another loss. But I think he's capable of kind of shrugging it off a bit. But it does seem interesting that they're setting something up, but I don't think they should do it at Drew's expense. And I'm looking forward to the match, but yeah, Drew McIntyre is my pick. So on the blue brand, back to the blue brand, you've got the Universal title on the line. Braun Strowman's first title defense. I believe is his first match since Mania? I'm not too sure actually. He'll be taking on Bray Wyatt, and it seems to be that it's Bray Wyatt and not the Fiend. Though obviously that could change. So we go to a Ron Dog to start. Who have you got for this one?
This one I have Bray Wyatt. This thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, because I think Braun Strowman's that they've slid in there because of the whole situation with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And then Goldberg, much of a fucking dickhead. I can't stand him, even though he's got some sick spear.
You and many fans agree with that.
If Goldberg didn't win it, it would have clearly been Roman Reigns beating Bray at Mania.
Yeah.
I think they'll give back to Bray at this time, because I think with Braun Strowman, he deserves. He's done so much at the moment, but I think with this no fans and like cinematic wrestling happening at the moment, but it will suit Bray, because it can go as like this weird, I don't know how to explain the non-Fiend version of Bray, like the child presenter, basically.
Mr. Rogers, some people call him.
Yeah, like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Where he's trying to convert Braun back into the black sheep.
Yeah.
So it might be he's not working like that, or he's just getting he's absolute battered. And then, like cinematic stuff, like how the Firefly Funhouse was.
Yeah.
Like, could just happen.
But could they do that without the championship, though?
That's the thing, I think. Because either way, whoever loses this match it's going to take a toll on them. Like, I'm saying, you think Braun not having a good title run kind of affects him, but then if Bray loses, what would happen with that? Where I think if Bray turns into the Fiend mid-match, so then it still makes the Fiend look strong, and then you can still carry on with the story. With, is Braun going to become the black sheep again?
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's not a bad shout. Josh, what do you think, actually? Then I'll say mine.
I think Braun's going to retain. But my one concern with him retaining is the Fiend, when he first debuted, he was kind of not quite this unstoppable force, but he definitely seemed unbeatable. I thought he was going to go on to have an undefeated streak, but it seems not. And my only concern is that they're not burying the Fiend, but they're kind of
It's not, he's not facing the Fiend, Josh. He's facing Bray Wyatt. He's not facing the Fiend.
No, but Bray Wyatt being involved kind of takes away from that fear factor that quite a lot of fans seem to recognise. That's my only fear, but I still think Braun's going to retain because he's only just won the title and it's Braun Strowman. Like, the chances of him losing are quite, I wouldn't say slim, but if you look at Braun Strowman and some of the matches he's had, yeah, he's lost in the past, but they're not going to book him just to lose like that.
Potentially not. I mean, I have it down as Braun, but I think there'll be shenanigans. I think Bray will try to get the Fiend involved and get maybe disqualified, or get a weapon involved, get disqualified. I wasn't too sure which title match is going to get the screwy finish. There is a shout where I do think that Seth could try something with Buddy Murphy and obviously continue that way. Like, I do think there will be some sort of dodginess. But I've given it to the Braun and Bray match because I think both of those need protecting more than Drew and Seth. I think Drew can get away with winning over Seth, and Seth will be all right. But I do fear that whoever wins out of Braun and Bray, one of them's obviously quite damaged. But I've got Braun by shenanigans and potentially setting up maybe a cinematic match, or maybe just something like a cage match, or kind of no DQ kind of match in the next month. But anyway, it's Money in the Bank time. So we'll start with the men's, interestingly. So from the Raw side of things, we've got AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, and Aleister Black. And for SmackDown, Daniel Bryan, King Corbin, and Otis. We'll start with Josh, actually, this time. So who have you got down for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match?
Oh, that's a new one. I'd like to see Otis win, but I've got my doubts that he will. I just want to see him win because I like Otis. He's a fun character. Everyone loves him. But sorry?
I love Otis too. I think Ronnie does too.
I think we all do.
That being said, I would very much anticipate potentially Corbin coming back into the picture.
Oh,
he's run out of. Yes. I wouldn't say he's run out of things to do, but with Roman gone and their feud ending, I think it's about time that he comes back into the title picture.
Really?
Yeah.
It's 2019, 2018, and he wouldn't go away.
Everyone hates him. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I get he's a heel, but I like him. I like Corbin.
That's going to be a bold choice to make. Are you going with King Corbin then to win the Money in the Bank?
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going King Corbin.
King Corbin. Ronnie, what do you think then? I think there'll be a lot of people reacting to King Corbin winning, but
yeah, I'm just gonna add. I'm one of them. I'm not gonna lie, I love King Corbin too. Like,
I'm not the only one. Ha.
Yeah,
I like him too, but I think him as Money in the Bank is not where he needs to be. That's what I feel. I'm so against him being Money in the Bank. I think he's already got the King as well. I don't think there'd be a need to have another title. And how long is he ringing track going to fucking be? It's been going for ages, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
they always milk his gimmicks.
Yeah. But Ronnie, who have you got for the men's Money in the Bank?
This is the tough one because I've had two picks here. But if AJ Styles didn't somehow come back from the dead, I would check. But it's a weird one. But Aleister Black.
Yeah, he seems to be the fan favourite, to be fair.
It's
and
a bit of a weird mix.
Has been on a good streak at the moment.
Well, since his main roster debut, I think he's only lost twice, I think.
Yeah, once. He didn't really have much of a push
competition
from his debut.
He beat Lashley at Mania, which I think was kind of a big one because, Lashley's... he's lost a lot of stock, I'd argue, but he's still like a big name that people go, okay, I know who he is.
Lashley's like a beast jobber, which I'd never thought I'd ever see.
Yeah.
So you're leaning. So Ronnie, you're leaning toward
Aleister Black.
Aleister Black.
Out of everyone in the match, it's not like he needs it,
but it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah,
I don't think there'd be a complaint.
That's it. I think it'd be more like pleasure of him winning than disappointment.
I am worried for AJ Styles though.
Yeah.
Because he's come off a big loss at WrestleMania to Undertaker. And now he's going into another pay-per-view after coming back last week. And
from the dead.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be worried if they weren't setting him up for something.
I think it's a case where my pick. I'll say my pick first. My pick for this match is actually Rey Mysterio. I've gone a bit left field with it because I'm just thinking that they might do it. Again, I'm thinking based on merch. I think obviously they're looking for opportunity to make money, and Ray is a mask competitor. That will fit that, and I think he's got a good story going into it.
And everyone loves
like the
Mysterio.
one thing that deluded it. Everyone loves Mysterio. I think it would be universally kind of loved. But yeah, in terms of AJ Styles, I think the good thing here is where it's not a match where there's pinfalls involved, he didn't really have to win. If he loses, he didn't really lose much, I'd argue, because there'd be other people involved in the match. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I flip between. I think Alistair Black, I'd argue, is like the kind of default fan favorite choice, like absolutely, and I can see where a lot of fans would want that, and I get that. King Corbin's a bit out there. I think if they were to do it, perhaps they could have him be the first person to lose 2 cash-ins, lose the briefcase twice.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think everyone did. I did it 3 years ago as well. It's a scary thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can remember Edge's cash-in, both of them, and CM Punk's cash-ins and that. But you totally forget about fucking Baron Corbin's one a couple of years back.
I think what's even worse with Corbin's cash-in was he got screwed with a roll-up from Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
Like, have everyone you can cash in.
On just a random episode of fucking SmackDown as well, wasn't it? Just not even on the pay-per-view. Didn't wait for Pape.
Do you know what I think? I think WWE forgot he had the briefcase. And then suddenly went, quick, throw him in a match with Jinder Mahal and make him lose. We don't care anymore.
I think at the time the story was that he had insulted an army veteran on Twitter, as Baron Corbin's a heel really on Twitter, and he's quite comical. But I believe he had insulted an army veteran, and Vince saw it and just said no.
I'd argue Corbin is the best heel on social media.
Oh, absolutely.
He is my favourite to watch.
There's very few like him. But anyway, so that's good because this match we've gone for 3 completely different picks. So, and finally, we have the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and that will see from the Raw side of things, we've got Asuka, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler, and they'll be taking on the SmackDown girls, who are Dana Brooke, Carmella, and Lacey Evans. So over to you first, Rondog. Who is your pick for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match?
I think this is probably the easiest one to go with.
Okay.
Because it's only out of 3 people. Because I have all these women, the only ones that have got the build towards the match have been the ones on Raw. So I think with that, we've seen Asuka and Becky so many times before, as well as with Becky saying she's going to confront whoever's winning the Money in the Bank on Monday. I think it can only be Shayna Baszler at the moment, because she needs to make up for Mania, and as well, I'd kind of like a soft side of me. Kind of would love to see Nia Jax win it, only because of the Twitter comments.
She'd get a lot of heat for it.
Like,
I think.
Yeah, I think with Nia Jax winning, plus with her being good on Twitter, it would just blow up. And you would want to see her mess it up. But then,
I think.
Yeah, with Baszler with it, I think it's that dangerous scent of you genuinely have someone that is hard as fuck with it at any opportunity. So you're gonna have people watching their back, waiting for her to come in.
I think it will help legitimise her as well, because she'd won the chamber, and then she would have won Money in the Bank like within 2 months, or not 2 months, sorry, like 4 months, whatever it is. Let's get Josh's thoughts. What do you think of this then, Josh? Who have you got?
It's a difficult one because the only thing is I don't want to see Nia Jax or Shayna Baszler have it yet. The reason I don't want Shayna Baszler to have it yet is because I feel like her push is going really, really quickly. And I don't want that to kind of go too fast. I think she needs to be slowed down a little bit and take on whoever beats Becky or whoever Becky beats. Nia Jax, I wouldn't mind seeing her have the title, but saying that, she is a bit accident prone. Is
Just
my
a
only
bit.
concern.
I was
Slightly.
disagree
She
with just a bit.
I don't know if she's ended anyone's career yet. She's come close many a times.
Touch wood, she hasn't.
Huh?
Touch wood that she hasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a nice thought.
She got close with Kairi Sane the other day. Asuka, I don't mind Asuka having the title again, but I can live without it only because how many times we've seen Becky versus Asuka, as Ronnie said. But right, well, Dana Brooke, I wouldn't mind, but I can live without again, just because I feel like she's not really done much. She deserves it. Don't get me wrong, because she's been in the title picture in and out a lot, and she just she gets forgotten about every time. I think maybe she needs to change up a little bit.
Justice for Dana.
Yes, justice for Dana. Carmella, who cares, honestly?
Only what I personally won 2 in a row, bottom CM Punk, is Carmella.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, little factor.
Carmella, whatever. She's a bit stale. Lacey Evans, I'm going to go Lacey Evans just because I really like Lacey. And she's entertained everyone on Instagram with her trying to get into the headquarters to set booby traps.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I'll go with Lacey Evans.
Okay, fair enough.
I'd like to see a comedy skit where someone gets the wrong briefcase by accident.
Yeah, I kind of maybe see that happening. My thoughts on this one, it's interesting this because both you and Ronnie have chosen the same brand to have both cases. I don't know if we've done it intentionally, but my thought is always that they have to have the brand be one brand have each case, because especially my fear is with the women is they've done this 2 years in a row where they've had the woman cash in on the night. Then obviously there's no briefcase now until obviously next year, and so I'm hoping that they keep these cases for a while. Obviously, again, this may be something they look at when there's going to be a crowd. Let's do the cash-ins, because I do think it'd be very, very lame doing a cash-in without a fucking crowd, but it may be something they have to look at. Anyway, so I picked Ray for the men's side of things, and while I do think that Shayna Baszler would be like my kind of second pick for this, as I think it would help legitimize her. It would kind of help. It'd be scary as fuck for the women on Raw, and I do think that Becky saying what she said might be a red herring, and that Becky as well, because she's doing the kind of Stone Cold gimmick of just like come and fight me. I don't necessarily think it has to be a Raw woman because of that. So I'm going for a SmackDown woman, and to believe it or not, I've landed on Lacey Evans because I think that she had the most opportunities last year of any person, and she's got that feel-good story, and I think it might be something they want to explore.
She's another one who deserves it, along with Dana Brooks.
She's got the kids, she's got the Marine backstory. You know, I think
let's not go down the she's got kids route, because we know how that went for Heath Slater.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm going to go with you. I mean, I've gone out on a limb with both these matches, and the reason why is because I think I must say that as a Black and Shayna Baszler are the two kind of obvious picks, I'd say, probably followed by AJ Styles and probably Nia Jax, I guess. And I do think it is very Raw led, and I do think they have to give something to SmackDown. The SmackDown women, I think, apart from Carmella, obviously they're two women who have never really had. Well, Lacey Evans had a lot of opportunities, but they never obviously had belts. I do think that's quite key here. Okay, so that's our predictions, and that's what we think. We'd love to hear what you think. So if you want to comment, like, share, and subscribe, of course, to this channel, please do. Money in the Bank is happening tonight from the Performance Centre, and we will have the results of our prediction contest posted on Monday on social media. That's it. That's it, folks. Obviously, next Viewpoint, we'll be looking at AEW Double Nothing in a couple of weeks. And in June, WWE are presenting Battlegrounds. But until then, everyone, please stay safe, stay indoors, and we shall see you on the other side. Thank you, everyone.
Bye for now.